gymming or but I never did none of that. And I told him, Kakopandana go PSL office, chairman. So I was just going to finish up some paperwork, go the PSL office. I already can the tracksuit to Sundowns. I do finally tracksuit.
Of all the coaches that you played under, how would you rate them and who was your favorite one?
O booketse flight ba wa tla back go Pirates.
Hey man,
Joe. Ke fetsa o thola taba tse jwalo. Ba ke boele dlaleng, Joe. Honey, but try make the most of the little that you have, But the media should also stop putting players out there as if they millionaires and they up there with the rich boys, and no, it's not like that, And
you can move from Pirates or Sundowns.
Sure.
You can move from Chiefs or wherever, or Pirates.
Yeah.
Mare, when an offer from overseas comes, you are not allowed to move. Like, I'm trying to balance it. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Sure. I've been told that you shouldn't report for training tomorrow. The team is not gonna renew your contract. I look at my wife. Car sharp, ka tropa phone ka. Car mosebetsi o fedile. Are? Car mosebetsi o fedile. Back to the point that development again. They are not focusing on the problem that they are seeing up there. So you fix it there at the bottom, so that when he grows, then he knows already. My job is to put the ball at the back of the net. My job is not to showboat, sit on the ball, put the knee on the ball, and and how do I put it?
It's soft life.
Yeah, like you can actually start something with your life if you go play for that team, And if you wanna win things, like Coach Peter has always said, if you want to win things, come to us. Come here. So, guys, now I want to talk about us going to win AFCON, Joe. I'm over this thing now. Yeah, we must just play to get into the last 16, the last 4. Guys, no.
welcome once again to another exciting episode of ONSIDE ZA, brought to you by Bet More. And on this special episode, before I introduce our guests, we are also joined by the fabulous Tepi Worldwide.
Hello, darling.
I knew you were going to say that. but it's not about you today. We are joined by somebody who, when I was growing up, I was actually very envious of what he was able to do on the soccer field.
Yeah.
And he's here with us today. Former Mamelodi Sundowns, former Orlando Pirates, Ajax, Swallows, midfielder, LEBOHANG, Cheese Boy MOKOENA.
Yeah, no. Thanks for having me. And yeah.
Fedin Chaka, how's it going?
Kisharp, man. I'm good.
What you been busy with lately?
For now, I'm just being mom and dad going through. So yeah, just taking care of the kids, nothing much, but also involved with the legends, some invites there and there. Yeah.
So in terms of like soccer, Diski, are you still? Obviously, you're not playing at a professional level, but you still play Boma 5-a-side, Boma Shobo games, those kind of things.
Yeah, no, I'm Santankele active. Even if there's someone out there, Santanam, but they can just call. It's a Gilimnat.
So, okay, on that, have you officially retired?
Actually, I haven't made that decision yet, but I was waiting for the January window for me to make that decision. But it looks like I'm going to have to hang up these boots,
When you come to the decision of, okay, cool, no, I'm hanging up my boots, what goes through your mind? Is it the body telling you, I can't anymore? Or is it looking at, do I still want to play in the DSTV Premiership or Nkanaka Yakomotepe Championship? Or what do you measure up?
For me, it's about looking at my career from where it began, first of all, and then always had that in the back of my mind. There's going to come a day where I need to hang up my boots, and I thought about it while still at Swallows, and I didn't want to retire, but it came it came as a shock because I just received a call to say, hey, don't come back to training. And that's when I had to sit down and now reshuffle a lot of things. And because niggas ready now.
Yeah.
And physically, mentally, I was still okay. I mean, the season, if it's in Swallows, I'd played 24 games, you know, I was like almost the senior player there, the oldest guy. Glad game of it, but I guess management had a different decision on that. And also, to retire from something that you've been doing for so long, it's not that easy. You know, it's just not something you just wake up and say, okay, sharp, latisk. So I did a couple of months thinking about it, had a discussion with the family, or okay, if I'm gonna do this, and then what's the next step? So then after the passing of my wife, then I decided, nah, you know what? Let me just leave this thing because hey,
And speaking of that, we go back to where it started. You obviously started your career with Pirates, né?
Sure.
Do you remember when the call came on some like, Zwagala, come sign first team contract? Who was in the room and like what was going through your mind?
Nikile Skolo, I was still in grade 11
Yeah.
at that time, go JSS, Johannesburg Secondary School. So, Niglala national team under 17.
Yeah.
So, slowly, Augusto Palacios and introduced her to Roy Barrett, who was then the coach at first team. So, Nikina lo train al machita in the afternoons coming back from school. So, I was slowly introduced. But then when the day came, because I was still underage to sign.
Yeah.
So, my mom and dad came to the office. Nabangkola ka montle. Came ka montle. Dr. K ukwala mnyako. So I'm like, okay, contract ka. Why naksa keni kutlo the terms and conditions with ala. Sharp bakena. What I did was as buntwana bustutu man. Ka ema ko mnyako da. So as I'm listening, so hey, Dr. K pela ke khotmane lo reng le butswitse mo. So I get out the footsteps just were hey corner. Abula mnyaka re wena uya kae yabo ke ra no man ke fita na fela da yabo. So then my parents came out and then they told me, okay, Sharp, this is what the club is offering. Coming from the development, we're going to give you a 5-year contract. And I think the salary show was maybe about 6,000 rands at that time. Grade 11, yabo.
Okay, I bet.
It was a bag.
Scale. At least.
No, I bet. But I'm just excited. Okay, Sharp. Ke tlo ba part ya first team. Ke tlo dlala le machita le reng khale kwa shebella. You know, I used to watch bo Steve Lekule bo Wile Mokpara. You know, and now I'm getting that opportunity to actually share the change room with these guys. You know, so yeah, the decision came. We took the contract, even though ke la ka fasisanya, because ne ke na le offer ko Al Ahly.
Yeah.
What?
Off, go Al Ahly.
Yo.
Because I just come back from a tournament at the under 17.
Yes.
I won. I think I was player of the tournament. We lost in the final, but I was player of the tournament. I think also top goal scorer. So Majananda Vela gonna no, this guy must stay here. So I feel only they're gonna no man. No Santana Munyaranga Lula Egypt, and you still have to complete school and stuff. Get okay, ne Sharp. I think that is when it gets the pressure to Pirates to say Sharp. Let's give him a first team contract.
So go. Okay, Taban decided to come and disturb us. It's fine.
Let me just interject there.
Yeah.
In retrospect, how in Nahan, do you feel resentful that you did not take that opportunity to be at Al Ahly?
Looking at it now, I'd say I'd put the blame on my parents because I wanted to go because for me was to actually get my footballing career out of South Africa because that's what I believed. I think for me to become the best in the world, I need to be out there amongst the best. You know, not saying locally, but when that opportunity came, I was so excited. Or you know, this could be a lifetime-changing moment for Nna. And it did not happen, but I managed to move on because I was promised to know when you get another offer, and it still didn't happen when there was still offers still coming. You know, and in a sense, I just felt like, I'm just going to be stuck here my whole life.
But what would happen? I mean, say, you know, these contracts are coming in. What would happen? Like, what discussions were happening in the boardroom for you to not then go and pursue your ambitions overseas?
The sad part is that as a player, you are always not involved in those kind of conversations where it's either with the agent and the chairman and the team that's trying to buy you from your current club. So you don't really have a say, but all you can just wait for is the response coming from an agent in terms of how the discussion went. But obviously, you cannot just take what the agent is telling you, because whatever they said, they're probably not going to tell you everything about discussing Guyana, you know. And the other part is the figures, because when they sit down, they discuss figures in the contract. So you never get to know, okay, this club was offering so much, and your club wanted so much to buy you, to actually get the team to buy you out of contract. So some of the things you just really don't know as a player. You're just waiting on your agent to tell you, okay, sharp, the move is going to happen, or no, we're still in discussion, you know. But in the meantime, continue playing.
So in terms of that process, say a team like Sundowns will come through, does Sundowns go to Pirates to say no, Rebatla Cheese Boy, or is it a case of Sundowns comes to you and say no ranganyo, and then you say okay, no sharp, okay, but ozakwala mare tamo buang ni teamy, and where does the agent come into that whole process?
I think it differ because you get teams that have coaches and people that work in the management that would probably give you a private call and let you know, hey, we are looking at maybe bringing you to the club. And if you cannot have a straight answer to that, then if you have an agent, then you refer them to your agent. But normally it's the club that engage with the club and also involve the agent if you do have an agent. But as you get a little bit older, I think I started trying to manage myself in terms of let me be the one that's in the boardroom and discuss what I want instead of having somebody to go in there. Because sometimes I can an agent, I tell him, sharp, this is what I want. But when he gets in there, he puts in a ridiculous offer so that he can also get a share, get a cut somewhere. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky situation when it comes to how you get transferred from one club to another.
Call comes in from Sundowns on some, hey, zwagala yiso. Did you immediately say no, vaya, or were you like, ish, can take it Pagania for a while, and they were the first team that gave me a chance, and ke Pagania vele yiso.
Okay, movie from Paris to Sundowns.
Yeah.
Next Joe. I actually had I wouldn't say an argument, but a little bit of a fallout with Rudy Kroll, the coach then. I just felt null against a lot of development players because I was still with Joseph Makanya.
Yeah.
I think the late Senzo was also still there. So Rona nersa participate man go training. So I felt like, okay, sharp, I rebel one side. So this other day, go sessioning, we're busy doing an exercise. This guy picks on me. Hey, Lebo, you're not doing the thing right. What? Okay, sharp. I go through the exercise again. I even tell my cheetah, guys, malabon and gamlalela and sogela. Kiranki chunevi so that libon. I slalom. I go inside the markets, in and out. Then he says, okay, sharp, if you run a train, go to the office. You'll come back the day you decide train, but you must go speak to Floyd Mbele. And I'm like, no, but I can't go speak to Floyd. The chairman brought me here. Chairman motiming. 12 years at Lapunge. So now, all of a sudden, I make Floyd about my future at the club. Sharp give via, told my dad, Tamalaka le officing. I don't know what they discussed, le Floyd. 2 days, my agent calls me, he's like, hey, Arkopane go with me something. Okay, sharp, I get through. Ak fitla mole, or go na siya kulia mo. Jump in the conquest. Kikenama conquest. Back seat. Okay. Where we going? I kabona, man. Me Trent, kirama, garia tloko. Kabona is yellow walls. Arfitla this the security opens the gate, but now they tell him, okay, sharp, bablela my agent, Alben. They say, Alben, kopal emanyani, because machita atlo kalauchima no. We want the players to see Moto Van Le. Sharp. Again, I could see where it's along fit, but I'm already thinking to my head, okay, mo ke batlangi. Fine, ak fitla, machita kene alochima. Man khoge ka mo puting. Man jwa ke kena ke kene ke sakile cho. Ai ka bona ke re una mafia bo bongata bo etsalang ya bo. Kene officing. Kopanele, Yogesh Singh, Tate Trotmoloto, Harris Shweu, who was, I think, was assistant coach.
Yeah.
So I think the influence came a lot from Harris Shweu le Mambush Mudau to get me over. So then we had the discussions with the agent. At least with that one, I was part of it. So then I was told officially you're going to be a Sundowns player. So these are the figures that they're offering. A little bit of a better contract that I had go Pirates. And then I was like, okay, sharp, as long as Kitlo Lala. I was like, as long as Kitlo Lala, because I was not playing go Pirates at that time. Mind you, Navachi Sagere, they had just had Tikomudisi, Terminator, Mabalani, Mashego, that team that actually eventually won the treble.
Yes.
So yeah, for now I was about Lala. And that's how my move came about. The shocking part was the front page or Kevaile Nako Pirates. Even today, I'm still answering Mapagani. No, not next about you know, these people, I don't know because I was still under contract with Pirates. So, the discussion, it's really from Ma, you know. So I think maybe Sundowns engage the Pirates. Okay, Rabona Mang some Sebedisa. Can we maybe have him this side?
How did the chairman take it?
He didn't take it well, eh? He didn't take it well because the chairman was not, he was busy preparing for the 2010 World Cup.
Oh, yes, it's the time when he was busy with the World Cup.
Yes. So he never had time go Tlapong. So I think Floyd was in charge at that time. So whatever Floyd on I feeder chairman, I could see Wiki either or Jimmy or but I never did none of that. And I told him, Kakopandana go PSL office chairman. So I was just going to finish up some paperwork go the PSL office. I already can the tracksuit to Sundowns. I do finally tracksuit. Kira ko no vaisitseng Mustan. Kira ko no vaisitseng. What na o gona I said no tsamaisitseng. Floyd wa toward the steps seeing down. O ke ole. Kira how? TV Mustan, but anyway, it's fine. And then I eventually met him after a season go Sundowns, which I had a very good start, a good season go there. And then we had a chat, and he was like, okay, no, I actually no Gabon, or actually maybe there was some misinformation that I got about you. I don't know anything is not so, but it's fine, it's part of life. But what's it?
Of all the coaches that you played under, Bo Roy, Bo Ruud Krol, moving over to Sundowns, I think it was a transition that was happening. Who's the coach that came from Barcelona?
Johan Neeskens. Risto
Stoichkov as well. And then eventually Coach Pito came through.
Yes.
Of all the coaches that you played under, how would you rate them and who was your favorite one?
I'd say my favorite was Risto Stoichkov, followed by Pito Msimani, then Johan Neeskens. I would say having Stoichkov and having a Barcelona legend, having to coach you and make you understand the game, because he has played at the highest level with the best players in the world. So for me, it was about me learning, or okay, sharp, in order to actually make it in the top flight leagues overseas, because I still had that ambition of leaving. And I was like, no, there's a lot to learn from this guy, you know, and how things are done overseas, you know. And for one, in South Africa, I'll just make an example. Most South Africa, after a game, you are restricted to have 1 beer or 2 beers after a match. There's nothing wrong with that. According to the best players in the world, right? You see it in rugby, you might see it in cricket, but when it comes to football, I don't know. Available strict, no beer, what. And I think you're not because after game end up going out
and then overdoing it.
You're overdoing it because already you're also thinking about, okay, sharp, my adrenaline is still up there after the game, so I just need to cool off a bit. So when I saw that, and I experienced it also look at Ajax with the coach that was there is also from Holland. They do that, you know, and I couldn't understand most South Africa why are we so restrictive when it comes to these kind of things? And you know, so I learned a lot from Risto Stoichkov. Johan Neeskens came in as well, one of the Dutch's legends, master, you know, and I think he also helped me get my to renew my contract, go Sundowns. The game changed in terms of my game personally. I had to learn a lot of things, and then Coach Pito came. So Coach Pito is a different breed from the two coaches.
Yeah.
So Coach Pito, taba ya hore o tlo re o batla be after game,
I
cannot
get-
tolerate that go teaming ya hae. O tlo tla gymming o taue o entse eng, he's not going to tolerate that, you know. So I think Coach Pito was more disciplined. Not saying the other coaches were not, but I would say he was more disciplined because he would put his focus more on the field and off the field. So he could call you at 2:00, knowing well it's a Saturday. I pose and then he'd call you to say, okay, Sharp, there's a game playing. Can you just tell me in the 65th minute what happened? Describe that move.
So that story, literally, he calls.
Yes.
I mean, I heard the story from the late Tulani Tuso.
Yes.
Yes, hore, like at any given time, like Champions League during the week, Alsa Dlale, Otla phone game ya Barcelona, le Man City or Man United.
Yes.
Kupon Chile, what happened in the 70th minute?
Oh, Joe. Sometimes I couldn't wa phone. So I was sorry. I must have whatever. No, there's no way Ushibile game. So he'll probably ask you tomorrow morning. But you all off guard. You're not thinking in the morning when he says, hey, morning guys, how's everyone? Le shopping. And then all of a sudden, did you watch the Man City game and Barcelona in the Champions League? Just take me through the first 20 minutes of that game. Can I go nagai born?
Exactly.
Maybe the highlights in
Yeah.
So I think he also brought a change in terms of us analyzing games, and also that would probably help you improve your game as well. Never say I understand it, but after a couple of months and weeks, we all understood, okay, Sharp, we only work for 2 hours, and then the rest of the day you're actually just doing nothing. So coach will keep us there until 3:00, 4:00. We'll watch a full game, explain and tell us, okay, this is how he wants his team to play, and pick out good moments that team is doing, and see if we can incorporate in our team. Hopefully DVD, go watch. Let's say I'm playing against a Kaizer Chiefs left back or Pirates left back, and then it just say, okay, Sharp, go have a look at him and see how you can overcome that when you come up against him over the weekend, you know. So Pito was he wanted to win things. When you got there, like, guys, this thing, number 2, we need to start to win things, you know. And he brought that mentality. And eventually, I think at Sundowns, that's when we broke the ice card 2013 season.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I had a bad injury, by the way. Then when I came back, you know, he was very supportive, helped me to get out of the injury, started bringing me back into the team.
You spoke earlier on about wanting to play international for an international club. Obviously, the Al Ahly opportunity had gone.
Yeah.
But now, Ukopaganea wa Chesa from there, Sundowns wa Chesa. At that point, who were you looking? Okay, which club were you looking at? Like, the way I'm playing, I at least want to see myself either go Arsenal or go Barcelona or go Bayern Munich, or maybe even Al Ahly as well.
I always had the dream, or I actually envisioned myself playing in the Spanish league, in the French league, and those opportunities came, you know. But it was not in my hands. That's what's really painful when I look at it now. Like,
Yeah.
Joe, if these things were in my hands, you know, if I'll take you through one, I had an invite by Prache. They were invited to a tournament to go France, I think Toulouse or somewhere. So we got there, played the tournament. I'm playing up front, After tournament, Deportivo comes like, this guy must not leave. Kana join top goal scorer
Yeah.
and play of the tournament again. So these guys are like, hey man, this guy tlamela dule. And now Prache cannot really say Raymond Adul is like, no, this is not my player. I actually invited him to come and play with us. So you guys have to discuss it with Pirates. Auxerre was there, Strasbourg was there. So eventually they ended up taking Katlejo and this other player, Barakim Fouke. But they only wanted me. But because they couldn't get me, they ended up taking the 2 players at Cosmos.
Was it?
What would you say? I mean, it sounds as though you've had many opportunities that
Yeah.
were presented to you,
Yep.
and then it's as though there was a war.
Yep.
What would you say, throughout all these experiences was your lowest moment when you were like, you know what, actually, F this?
My lowest was in 2006. We went to go play the Gold Cup Bafana.
In Mexico.
In Mexico.
Yes.
Mexico, US, yeah. First game, Mexico. We win the game 2-1. I mean, South Africa has never beaten Mexico at that time. We eventually get it right. We win. We had Rio Van Heerden, who's this player? Evans, we had Lungisan Indlela, Belen Omvete in the team.
Yeah.
So I played well. Immediately after the game, Benfica gets there. Benfica, Cho. They're like, hey, Cho, please, this player, he needs to stay. We're just going to wait for him after the tournament. It's a definite, we are taking him. Because I still had age on my side. So like, no, we'll take him. He's coming straight to the first team. He's not even going to trial. We'll sort out. We'll just discuss with your club. Fine. After the game, I'm in the room with the late gift. I have a plum. Go knock. The manager knocks. Skrima chavala. She's mamela mane kausani. Go book a flight. Ba watla back go Pirates.
Hey man.
Cho. Ke fetsa o thola taba tse jwalo. Ba ke boele dlaleng Cho. Ke bolela gift ke re mara jwang ke what did I do? Ke ntseng or wetsalang? No, the chairman wants you to come in and play the Vodacom challenge. Ke Vodacom challenge, guys. I mean, didn't talk it mo. I think I need a Vodacom challenge, Joe. You know. I can't flight thing saying. That's how I left. I actually played one game. One good game, Joe. And I was out just like that. Then I came back.
You played one good game.
Yeah.
Of that one good game, Benfica was like,
Sure. Pela, that Mexican team was nearly a star-studded team because all the players were actually playing in the big leagues, big teams, you know. Abu Salcido, Bogetti, the striker, Marquez.
Rafa Marquez, yes.
Yeah. Mamela, Nikitsikba, we sent a fit fellow guy. So, after that, I was like, you know what, this is just not going to happen because it's like the fourth time. So, it was aligning, and I'm always promised this thing, no, we're waiting for a good off. I'm like, even if it's for peanuts, guys, let me go.
Exactly, because it's benefiting the national team
also. The national team as well, you know. So, at that time, I think there was a lot of hesitance in there from the teams to let players go at that time. For what, even today, I still don't know. So, that's why I've tried to tell most of the local players, especially when they're doing well, go the team in Zabon. I'll make an example. Pace it down. Every time, boy, I understand we love Pirates, we love Chiefs, we love Sundowns, but my boy, for you to compete with the best, you need to go overseas. That's the only platform. Other than that, you're going to play here, up until they get another player to actually try and replace you. And that's your career gone.
Yeah. You speak about like a lot of local players not being able to go overseas. I mean, your generation, Boteko never went overseas. Gift never went overseas. Kune never went overseas. You can actually Okachuna starting 11 of players who were not allowed to. Is it a culture thing or is it because we're waiting for a good offer?
Yeah.
Is it a culture thing, do you think?
Maybe I would say half enough because maybe the clubs are looking to benefit, make profit out of you instead of just releasing you and making sure that their product is out there representing the club. It doesn't mean that I'll be playing overseas up until. There's going to come a time where I need to come back home. You'll still come back to your home club.
Yeah.
You know? Like what other players do overseas, you know, they leave the countries, go play for the biggest clubs. But before they retire, they go back, you know, just to go say thank you for giving me that opportunity. But it's really sad in South Africa, Joe. Like, you just named a lot of talented players, Joe. And when they start going wayward, you start questioning. Yeah, but that is why. But sometimes those things hit really hard because you look at somebody that's gone overseas that doesn't even have the talent. And you're like, why me? Why didn't I get that opportunity? Bonatico, for the World Cup, after the World Cup, he had an offer to leave. Didn't happen. Look at Lodge. Didn't happen. You know, you can name a lot. Look at it. At some stage, the world's, I mean, he was also like one of the top keepers around Africa. Mzansi is number one, you know. So why didn't he get an opportunity to actually leave? Because I think he also had offers, you know. Shaba left late.
Yeah.
He left late, you know. And we always say, national team are high sharp. I'll make an example, Cabo, Nigeria, Ghana. They let their players go. They spread them, actually. They say, no, don't play here. It's okay. We'll find others. You go there. But we know that it's going to benefit our national team with all that experience. I mean, playing for all the divisions in the national teams, I mean, under 17, under 20, under 23, that's international experience on its own, including Bafana. So why can't I make the cut overseas?
Is it because at Tepi Worldwide and help me out here? Is it a case here, Rene? Because you can move from Pirates or Sundowns.
Sure.
You can move from Chiefs or wherever, or Pirates.
Yeah.
Mari, when an offer from overseas comes, you are not allowed to move. Like, I'm trying to balance it. Like,
Yeah, no, but I feel like what he's saying is that they really do want to benefit because, I mean, if you have a close-knit relationship, for example, with Mr. Mutsepe, for example, or Mr. Kimang Ntate wa Swallows, you know, so
Ntate David.
That one. So it's easy for them to still have you in their circles, and they can still somehow benefit directly and indirectly. And it's as though when you are overseas, they have no access to you then.
True. You're a brand, number one.
yeah.
At some stage, you have a player like Teko Modise, the biggest brand at that time, at the peak of his career. The club doesn't want to lose that, the brand. I mean, the supporters are coming in because of that player.
Yeah.
So if you take that player away, what's going to happen? They're thinking, okay, sharp, we might want to lose a bit of revenue there and there. So let's keep him for a little longer. You understand? And that's stressful for the player because, I mean, you want to grow as a person as well, you know. But when they deny you those opportunities, you're going to end up doing wrong things. You end up missing training just to make excuses so that you can leave. But with you doing that, you're actually denting your brand again.
Yeah.
You know, even if the team was there like, okay, no, there's now, it's a drunkard now, he's doing this. Not understanding the root core of what's actually happened to you, you know. I mean, it's a red idea, and I think it needs to change for the benefit of South African football, you know. Somehow, the owners should just close their eyes, but okay, it's fine. Let's release this player.
Speaking of revenue, and I mean, obviously, you were not making the money that you could have potentially made overseas, but you were still making some serious bags here in South Africa. From a financial standpoint, did you have a financial plan? Did you have anyone manage your money just so that, you know, after retirement, unzole sharp?
Yeah, no, I had someone that I worked with from Go Pirates. He took really good care of me. Even till today, he still looks after me. Was my broker, my friend. He was just somebody that actually helped me a lot with my finances in terms of what to do. As much as in the media, it's there's always that speculation. Okay, sharp, you're playing for Sundowns, you are earning so much, and if you look at that money, looking at the things that you have to acquire, number one, people that you have to support, number two, looking after yourself, and also trying to make sure that you save some money for after football.
Yeah.
It could happen anytime. You could break your leg and then what? Then it stops there, you know. And I always feel like we only have maybe one or two teams that pay well. Yes, they pay well, but it's not enough money to actually live off as soon as you retire from football. I mean, look, if you want to start a business after football, you need serious capital to actually start something. So with all the signing on fees that come, you know, there's black tax, you have to support Kontlu, you know, you have to focus on buying a property. Other players decide on buying clothes, buying cars. So it's just all about choices, you know, that you make with the money. But try and make the most of the little that you have, you know. But the media should also stop putting players out there as if they're millionaires and they up there with the rich boys. And no, it's not like that, you know. And also us as footballers, stop portraying that, because now you're out there with the Louis Vuitton. I mean, you're earning 100,000. You go buy a bag at 25,000, tickets have 8,000, 10,000. We yapara one after that outside Bata. Next month you want to go buy. Rather save that 8,000, that 10,000. You know, you could start up something. Because for me right now, it's been 2 years not working. Right?
Yeah.
But I've always tried to say, okay, Shaput, what I've saved, let me try and build and start something.
With you spoke earlier on about the times that you played with Giftly Remy.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you actually saw him play, and what did you think?
I saw him go Pimville. Pimville, the coach Paradise at that time. I was still playing go Paris, but it was not yet proper development. Nerana ke Eric Kumalo. Kuku. So chairman una mofafela kit ya Pirates. Alpha Cement. No, una support like il time le ngodi lang khona ko land. So he would like, hey man, we have a game. Re tlo need 300 and then 200 ke rekele bafana makwenya, di biscuitinyana, juicenyana. Up until I think the chairman saw that okay, there's potential if ever Akabula a development. That's when he roped in Augusto Palacios. That's when they started to structure a
formalize
proper development center. That is when a Gift came to join us. But I already had seen him go Pimville. And that's where the friendship started. And Gifty and Analwes, Tamalan and Sabatla Lepolo.
Yeah.
Nka di cox a la shela boma next door. Rome corner shape fleet. Or ads of fellow latis. I can't see one la polo yo killing or tola two pacho.
Yo. Damn it.
It was tough. It was tough, Joe.
Jeez.
And who would you say? I mean, Lereme obviously was your bestie, but who would you say were one of few players that you would say were the best to play with and against?
Is
that era that we're talking about, or like they should have all gone overseas?
It's a tight one. Before I go to Pirates, I'll talk about Surprise Moriri, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't he go overseas? I mean, he was the player of the season like 2 seasons in a row when they won the league. I think back in 2006, 2007.
It was the back-to-back, ne?
Yeah, the back-to-back they won. Nothing. I had Tovilagazi. Eventually, he moved because he actually forced to actually Avai.
Yeah.
Tugu. So I was very close with most of the development guys that I worked with. So yeah, for me, those are the players that actually stood out, and obviously you have a lot of internationals that come out from Africa, Onyekachi Okonko, Isaac Chansa, Ezra Mnyandoro, Voyomere as well, quality player. I mean, he's still even playing now. But what? Why can't we celebrate him now, guys? Or fit? Joe, going over 20 years of playing professional football is not an easy thing. In corporate, for sure, you might probably get something after 20 years.
Yeah, after 10 years about Gaya trophy, after 20 years about Gaya trophy,
Linyugunyana, I understand, because it's short career. So when these things happen, Joe, we need to embrace and be thankful, So yeah.
It's strange. Like in that era, like there was a couple, like you said, Khoroboto managed to push that move to go overseas.
Yeah.
I think Josta also went overseas.
Yeah, I think
Josta did, yeah.
Yes, Josta,
Those are the ones that come top of mind.
Sure.
Hore, is it them pushing Urayo?
Yeah, but if you look how they left, so Vile also sharp go Pirates before he went overseas. There was issues, there was that case and there was this happening in his life. And I think the chairman felt that there's just so much happening in your life. I think that's why he got released. I don't think he got released because
it was like,
there's an opportunity, go. No, go. You probably still earn same as you're earning here, but just to be away from all these things. And then you'll come back, go Pirates, which so never did. But I guess it happens. It happens.
What plans did you have for yourself after football?
Business-wise, for me, I've always wanted to open up a indoor arena. I had one in Boksburg in 2012 at Els Park. So I had like 3 5-a-side fields. I had a cricket pitch, and then we had a play area for the kids, and then there was a bar, TV, and then we sold pizzas, sold alcohol, sold shirts, and it was a good thing going, but what I learned from that was that when you're not hands-on, because I was very active at that time, so the people that are left in charge, didn't really do me good, you know. So I ended up removing my things from there. Kidiseko storage. I put all my my fields in the storage and like, okay, maybe when the time is right, I can rebuild. And then I went to Cape Town, 2016. I decided to take the fields because I signed a 2-year contract. So I was thinking, okay, sharp. Maybe I might relocate to Cape Town. And I just got married. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's a clean slate. Let me go start afresh. It's okay. It's a youth team, Ajax. But obviously, I'm not looking at winning things, go Ajax and doing stuff. But I just want to build myself, build my brand, spend time with the family, and grow my business there, you know. And it did not work as well because get active.
Yeah.
You know? So as I got a little bit older now, I'm like, you know what? Nah. I'm going to wait for the right time. I have to wait up until I'm completely done with football.
When you
so
make
I can
that,
really, so I can really focus because it was really doing well. You know, I had Bo Pesi coming to train because he was not active. Kind of before Bamisako with Bank Spurs.
Yeah.
When Coach Peter was there, he was not playing. I was also not playing. Surprise or not playing. Punch Masinamela. So I had all these guys. I had them come over because sometimes after training we don't do anything in the afternoon. So for me it was more of a recreation center whereby in the afternoon I would train kids around Don Park, Fosloras, Sunwood Park. They'd come over, train them in the afternoon, then around about 5, 6, then the guys come in, then we have a little bit of a session, Yana, play around, just to work on our technique. Because now you don't know coach it all hadisane.
Yeah.
And then in the evenings then the league would start maybe from 7 o'clock until 10, 11 o'clock. So it was going very well, but because we never owned the warehouse where we built everything inside.
Yes.
So now the owner of the place was seeing potential. Oh, okay. Kanti, this thing, it's possible, you know. It was called Bowlers Arena. You know, if people want to check it out, they can check it out on Instagram.
Yeah.
We still have the account there as much as we still waiting to rebuild again, try to find a place, get the fields back from Cape Town. So, yeah, so that's the plan. And also, I just completed my D license coaching.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go do the C, but I said, no, I want to get the better understanding of the theory behind football first. I don't want to jump a step because there's so many guys. Yeah, you played professional, go do C license, but I'm like, no, I want to get it from the grassroots so I understand it fully. After I understand the D license with the kids, then I can gradually grow as well, go to the C, you know, take it one step at a time. So I am also trying to give back to football by coaching the kids.
Yeah.
I work at Eastleigh Primary. Obviously, only this term, there'll only be football, only this term. So I'm also trying to drop a program for them. So next year, maybe I can be a little bit busy for the whole year because I think it's key that we focus on the development. Everybody wants to coach in the PSL, be next to a top coach. But Ralibala way it has to start.
Yeah.
So me having that experience of knowing what can you get from getting a player a development thing, I believe that's the only way I can start up my coaching career if I'm gonna push to be like one of the top coaches one day.
You spoke earlier on about getting a call from the chairman. Who was the chairman at Swallows at the time when they called you and said, Ntanga, Sagana?
Ntate Mahajwa, David.
Oh, it was
Mr.
David.
Mokgashantse, yeah.
Oh, sure.
So,
Yeah.
like, what had happened?
He never called me, Joe. Ke phone la ke manager ke last. Ke dutse ke tshwere di Cox, Joe. Ke re love ka usane ste a bua ka usane. Sharp Cox. I'll call you again. Ke re ke manager ke ra me batla mplela no training will start what. Ibile ha re skipper Lebo. Oh, okay, that's strange. Okay. Sure. No I've been told that you shouldn't report for training tomorrow. The team is not going to renew your contract. Ke freezite tjo. I looked at my wife. Ka re sharp, ka topa phone ka. Ka re mosebetsi o fedile. Are? Ka re mosebetsi o fedile.
Just like that.
She said exactly that. Just like that. You know how many times I've sacrificed myself and my family and my time for that team. It pained me so much, Joe. Next Sabat next Kapola. Following months, next Sabat next. and they still had money to pay me. And I was like, okay, sharp, should I call the chairman? I'm like, nah, I need to set up a meeting and sit down with him and try and understand why. Because season I failed, they told me they're going to give me another year because Dylan Kerr was still the coach. Then Dylan calls me after a couple of months. He actually called me now after hearing about the passing of my wife. He calls me and he's like, hey, how you, Lebo? Yeah, I heard this and that and that. Yeah, condolences, sorry, what. I'm like, yeah, but coach, yeah, I hear that. But what actually happened? Just tell me. I need closure, Fit. So I don't know what's happening. No, it's not me. So now this one points at that one.
It's like finger pointing.
That one, no. There was a meeting before the season opened and there were votes taken and what. And I'm like, then why did you guys tell me or little in your contract? I could have moved to another club halfway through the season because I was still playing and active and there were teams that were still interested. But because when we got promoted, there was talks. No, LEBOHANG, MOKOENA, they're going to be here. They're going to work with the development structures. They're going to be part of the team. You know, they've sacrificed so much for this club to get this club where it is today. And all of that just went down the drain. And mind you, I'm skipping things that are important in Nkundlu because I have to attend to the Metastar team.
Yeah.
We have to try and encourage these players to say, guys, yes, I know sometimes you're not getting paid on time, but let's go play. So as a leader, I'm trying to be that motivator to say, guys, let's do it. Even when the guys don't want to play. So now we are backlash. Now the backlash comes back to me. Like I'm the one that's influencing the players not to play. I'm like, but I've always been there. The only time I didn't go to training was because I never got paid. How do I get to training? I got kids to look after. I got school fees. I got things to pay for. If I cannot get that right, then how am I going to get to training? So that was my issue. So I'm thinking, if that was the issue, why didn't you tell me the issues about money?
So, and speaking about money, because we know, like in corporate, there, if you don't get paid, you phone a union. It's like, hey, abang khafa. Then there's union people having meetings.
Yes.
When you don't get paid, is it a case of bar ish this month arna nyungu arno khono patela but like keep going re tla bona re lokisa jwang, or is it a case of come end of the month o checka phone next?
No, because when we were senior players at the team, so we had the opportunity to actually sit down with the chairman and the then president Ntate Lisuf. So we understood the problems that team. So if we knew the problems that team, I'm not going to go out there and tell the players, or guys, financially we're not looking okay at the club. So so I have to show a brave face and say, guys, the money is coming. The chairman did promise that things are going to be okay. So for now, let's play. Some of you are still young. You still have years to play. So if you're going to start doing now and doing all these things, now I can stop any time and say, okay, sharp, what about you, Given TBD? What about you, Give More Coupe? You know, what about you guys? The trades are wrong when you guys decide to do in the club says, okay, sharp, we don't want you anymore. The union even came, they discussed it and said, okay, sharp, we need to sort out this thing, guys. Who's being owed what and what? But I never involved myself in those things because I knew Matata Akuntlu. You know, when you Matata Akuntlu.
Yeah.
So I have to protect that as well. Because I trust you as my chairman, I trust you as the club that you're going to do me right. So I'm also going to try and protect you as the club. Not saying that I'm buying face, the chairman for the players. But I'm trying to be neutral so that the team Swallows can continue in say even if unal matata, but we are there, we are showing face, we are still winning games, we are fighting, you know. And then that happens and you look back and you're like, okay, then was it worth it for me to sacrifice all these months and these weeks and all these motivational talks to these players? And, you know, for me just felt like a waste of time. You know, there was a time like COVID, we were in the bubble.
Yeah.
Before the main bubble, we were in there for like 3 weeks, Joe, away from the family, Beachwood Hotel. Joe. We're just sitting there literally because there's just COVID going around.
Yeah.
And then we ended up asking the chairman, okay, look, you guys don't have a date on when the league's going to resume. So give us 2-3 days. Like, no, it means when you come back, you guys are going to have to test. No, it's fine. We'll test again. It's fine. But we need that time. I mean, I mean, we family men, Renal Malapa. Msaidu tuansia mfita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. And with regards to, if you look at the league now, when you guys were playing, competition was rife. Like,
Yeah.
What are we missing now? Because
I think it's been a sickness in South African football. Scoring is just not. It's never been our thing. I mean, if we check, who was our last South African top goal scorer of the season?
Yeah, I think Bradley Grobler,
yeah, you have to go back. Why?
even further back.
That's further back.
Yeah.
That's long. So it goes back to the point that development again. They are not focusing on the problem that they are seeing up there. So you fix it there at the bottom, so that when he grows, then he knows already. My job is to put the ball at the back of the net. My job is not to showboat, sit on the ball, put the knee on the ball, and and we need to get over that. I mean, get culture on and stuff, but be productive in your play in terms of eliminate people. That's a Messi type, taking on players,
Yeah.
-1, -2, then, that's you helping the team. But if you're going to stand on the ball, then everybody has to stand, and it's your show. No freestyle. So there should be a difference between the freestylers and the professional football. That's why when I did amateur, and then when I did semi-pro, and when I did professionals. So when I step the players are missing. That is why you find that the level our football right now, it's really shocking, Joe, because Mutulata player is on college because he just had 3-4 good games. They take him, he goes into the PSL. He's going to play 1-2 seasons and then he's gone. When are we drawing the line and saying this is the process that most of the players need to go through? Overseas players go through development phases before. You need to check your product before you can put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
That's it. And as you know, because you're a product, LEBOHANG, Orlando Pirates development structures.
Yeah.
And I don't think we are seeing as many, youngins coming in, from development into the first team.
Yeah.
What would you say is the challenge or the issue there? Because you have been there.
I think it's the change. I think they've changed a lot in terms of the structures that they had before. I mean, look, we had, I'll make an example of go Pirates. We had former players coaching us. So you're talking about somebody that knows the culture of the team, somebody that knows the philosophy of the club. They know the history of the team or guys. Before we get into the coaching, get to understand this establishment first already. This is how things are done here. And it actually makes your job easier because you're talking to somebody that has been there, that has won trophies for the club. So it made it easier for Rona because we had Poto Makanya, we had Bennett Lishozi, we had Tebo Khomoloi, Esther Khomani, Black Sunday, Masekela. So you talk about top legends that have played for the club, and that were there to share their knowledge. And they were given that platform to say, fine, here's the development, guys. We want every season, let us promote 5 players so that at the end of maybe 5-6 years, this was the late Zota Koza's dream to say, in the next 5-6 years, we shouldn't be going into the market to buy players. We should be having our own products, actually having those players that we can actually sell out to other teams and still be able to compete and win championships, But that got cut. You look at the Chiefs development as well. They also had former players where they produced Pochabu, Boskapi, Bojunia, Butisi Chole. There's a lot of players that got that opportunity. But once that stopped...
Is it what Sundowns is doing now?
Yes, but now look at the difference. Now look at the difference. Look at Sundowns now. And it's not like their products are not quality players. Quality players, Joe. Because they're going through the structures and making them understand the culture of the team. And they also have a lot of people that scout players, not only around Gauteng, but to other provinces as well. Because there's so much talent in the country, guys. I mean, Renalid facility, we have the financial power. So why can't we compete with the rugby and the cricket? If structures are want to so, let's embed some of the things that they're doing. And okay, let's bring it into football and see. But maybe the trick is that when the money comes in, some of it's like, nah.
It was so.
Janu, I'm going to ask you this question. This one is a very controversial one. We were having this discussion on the show.
With me?
Len. Yes. You know, people are of the sentiment or think that Mamelodi Sundowns is senior league because of how well they're doing and, you know, all the players they have. What are your thoughts on the success of Mamelodi Sundowns?
I think it's something that they've worked on for so many years, Joe. Like, it's only showing now. You know, I remember when especially when Coach Pitso came, he emphasized a lot on development and developing players to the first team, and also getting a philosophy, not losing the shoeshine and piano where they keep possession, but he wanted goals. So he had to move from that generation to say, okay, the modern game demands us to do this and that. So the difference is that Sundowns is paying the players. So now if you're playing for a big club and not getting paid well, what's your next move? Every player wants to play for Sundowns. So if Sundowns comes knocking and you're the best player at your team needs to make it a point that, look, if we have to keep you, we'll have to, match up that money that they're trying to offer. But other teams like, no, we're not going to pop up that kind of money. But then you look back and like, but all the quality players, they got locked up. Even those that are not quality, they are turned into quality players because they are amongst a group that's got, a lot of quality. And also you don't want to be sitting there and just, I want to win the league only. No, as a player, you need to aim high. You want to win the AFCON, you want to win the Champions League. You want to go play in the UEFA. So we shouldn't limit ourselves. So feel like Machita, I limit in a sense that, no, I'm okay. If I get to Sundowns, get good money, I'm okay. That's just not it, I mean.
Because you look at it from what you just asked now and what Lebo is saying. A lot of people were like, yeah, no, Keishas, why over? Like, stay at Sundowns. But like,
it's safe.
It's they taking the safer option.
Sure. Most of the players, I can tell you, when I was at Ajax, Rivaldo, Kutsia, Riva, Musa Libusa. So after a couple of weeks getting to know the boys, then the question came, hey man, say once me blue man, what's going on Sundowns blue man? Get out sharp there. There you win your game, you get your bonus. You win your trophy, no money is deducted and say this one goes to the club. You got a very, very how do I put it?
Soft life.
Yeah, like you can actually start something with your life if you go play for that team, And if you want to win things, like Coach Peter has always said, if you want to win things, come to us. Come here.
The trophies are here.
So subliminally, if the coach is saying that, as a player where I'm sitting, I'm like, but more, I'm not winning things. I want to win the league. I want to win the Champions League. So and other teams need to start up now and also try and match, maybe not even match Sundowns fully, got his salary and stuff. But if somebody has set the bar, I always believe that try and get to that, because all these teams have so much history, Joe, that see them performing the way they're performing, Joe, not even close to Sundowns, guys, for all these seasons.
Because and when you speak about so many teams and so much rich history, and some of them are actually getting relegated or sold. Celtic no more, Jomo Cosmos, Black Leopards,
Black Aces,
Santos, Aces.
Totadoba.
It's just sad with what's happening, and you just look Sundowns like Ibile. They win so much, ne? The ladies' team is winning. The men's team is like
well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
It's insane how they're able to do it. But from what you're saying, it's a culture that was instilled.
Yes.
Kobona, because they've been trying. Like Stoichkov was brought in to come win.
Yes. Yeskins as well.
Yeskins was brought in to come win.
Antonio Habas
as well. All these guys, and these are international guys. You probably not even going to pay them as much as you pay local coaches because about the exchange rate. But now you get Pito. Pito comes in, he's like, we change talent.
Yes.
Janung Bafana, what would you say? Okay, let me just ask you this way. How do you see Bafana doing in AFCON next year?
given the current
Given the circumstances and just how
the
things
team
stand.
now.
Guys, now about AFCON, I want to talk about us going to win AFCON, Joe. I'm over this thing now. Yeah, we must just play to get into the last 16, the last 4. Guys, no. After finally, let's win it, you know. But in order for us to win it, we need to it takes years. We need to prepare a solid team. Don't chop and change players. Have a formidable team. Have experience mixed with a bit of youth. Get the guys that won the AFCON. What talks about thing, Joe? What Lucas about thing? Rope them in. But please say that. But part on that team A. Yes, Hellman is also there. But he also needs the support from the other guys, even if they are not going to be sitting on the bench. But good training sessionings, you know, get them to instill that in the mindset of the players. Because when they did it,
Yeah.
and the team was balanced. Look, racially we had white, we had blacks, we had colors in that team. Same as our rugby team. Our Bafana team right now, guys, I mean, you know, if Resheba Handle, where are the quality McFishes, your Neil Tovis, you know, because sometimes they bring something into the team, guys, and we do have good quality players, but are they scouting them in these leagues where they are playing, or we saying, get it cheap boy, but we have those kind of players where we can have a nice mix, a nice mix this team, because some of them come with a positive mentality, because some local South African footballers are weak. I'm sorry to say, but you know, if things are not going okay, like I don't want to go to training, but you'll always have that guy, that Neil Tovi that will say, hey, we're working here, let's forget about that, it's time to work. Hey, no going out at night, no. So you need that so that you can have a solid team. So looking at our team now and going into the AFCON, I hope we get into the knockout stages, but I'm not seeing us winning it. But yeah, like there's not really much to say about that, you know. Go rappel, I feel, and say, okay, hopefully.
Go rough.
Yeah, go ref, yeah.
And by the way, this is one thing I wanted to ask you. Where did you get the name Cheese Boy?
Sure. I actually got it at the Pirates, and I was playing under 15s. There's a friend of mine, Opremutale, 12, Remita 12. So because Nidula Kuta Chiskop, ne? And it was not because of Kodlalengi, Narele Sharp.
Yeah.
It was not like that, you know. It was only because of Nidula Kishivile Miraka. So at some stage, it was like, hey man, don't you want to put some color in? I'm chin now. So I used to shave myself. So it's like, hey, when don't that cheesy. So you'd be like, hey, cheesy. So when I got to the first team, because I was the youngest, my hotmana Avelam Peter Cheese Boy, and the supporters, because Nabansiba from development, you know.
Yeah.
Because Ronapel introduced it nicely. So like, supporters go first team that come watch our games, go Mayfair. So already supporters they already talking, or hey, next season there's a player that is coming, you know. So it made our jobs really easy to actually fit into the first team. But Dalela Cheese Boy Joe, I still get that question even today. Guys,
So what's next? Or well, you told us Khore, you're still contemplating, but the likelihood is that you're gonna hang up the boots.
Yeah.
But what's next? Outside of the training the little ones, just in totality, what's next for Cheese Boy?
Because I'm a creative, Joe, like, you know, what do you say to somebody that's a creative? I mean, there's a lot of things that come to my head, a lot of things that I jot down that I'd like to do, but obviously I can't do all of them at once. For one, I like to analyze football games. Two, I like to coach, I like to open up my own business. I'm still pushing my clothing brand.
C23.
C23. Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're wearing?
Yeah.
That's dope. I like it.
Yeah. So I'm also trying to push that as well. Podcasts as well. So Emandinga, what's all creativity? Like you are thinking, okay, sharp, let me do this, but I can't get into all at once.
Yeah.
You know? But I always have this brilliant idea, a lot of ideas, Joe. Some of the ideas Machita do to it, but it's fine.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
okay. And then I'll be starting up with my foundation again.
Oh, nice.
That is where I'll be trying and
nice.
looking at giving back to the community now, the underprivileged, looking at Banabas Nambo Diaparo, you know, school shoes, the pads for Bomukele, you know, have some talks,
beautiful.
Kodikolongo, you know. We did that, the Zota Koza Foundation. So
nice.
I'm also still part of that Pirates, which is a good initiative.
Yeah,
And I'm
nice.
also trying to do something like that. So maybe next year, I should have the platform to do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to build a solid team because hey, I've learned to. I want to say it.
Yeah, Motibatla Kawat. C23, how's that going?
It's going well. It's going okay. It's going fine. I just need to get into meetings with other guys that own shops. There's a guy by Machitako 808 as well. So we're trying to push that. We're trying to combine it with Lucky Lkhwati has also got his own thingy because he was my captain. So so then our phone, hey, Mona, let's get together, you know, because I sometimes feel Real Machitapolo, we have all these ideas, Jone. But what it's only one. Sometimes if we can come together as Machitapolo, I think we can build something that's really, really, really massive, you know. But ego aside, first of all, Machitata malahle ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we get something, for example, Pakaka, just to take you back, Pakaka, Richard Ranji, Dane Clate. It's about signing on Fiza Bonako Super Sport. They took it by Kopansa. They bought flats go Auckland Park.
Oh, nice.
So while they were playing, they were.
And it's a forever going because like students every year.
Yes. So imagine now if unale players say 4. Get paperwork done, contract. What can you buy? I mean, Machida no pela bafana no deciding on fee pela. We're talking the bar. So even in album 6 meter, 5 meter, lily 4.
Can go into a good investment. Somewhere,
While you still playing, you know. But the problem is the ego Machida and wanting to do things on your own.
Yeah, that's
What?
the problem.
I mean, obviously, we've spoken about the challenges. You've had lows, but you've had big wins also.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you were having your lows, what kept you together? What centered you?
What centered me a lot was keeping to myself a lot. I've never been out in the media space and trying to be all over the place. Yeah, as a young lad, you know, I had my downs unyana mone ke tletse strata le nna ke santsane ke batla mponeng but after the passing of my late friend Gift, I started to realize now, okay, a lot of things need to change in my life. And what helped me a lot was that getting married at an early age actually did help me a lot, of which most footballers don't even think about it. But when I did that, everybody got a shock of their life. But where, nah? I was like, no, I'm just trying to be stable because I feel like when I look at the guys overseas, Banyala as early as possible so that Baskabanal any distraction, get somebody that is in your corner. Because Machita Dulali one. So you're staying alone at an estate, Unal Rumse 7, Udulali one. What's next? Friends come over. Sabi lady peheka sadula molo. Girls come over. So now you're no longer focused. You know, Coach Peter used to say, you're with that guy that takes your remote and channel O. So now I think that's what helped me a lot because I had support from Kuntlung and also having to have the kids and the examples of Surprise Muriri because Joseph Makanya. I looked at those guys. I'm like, okay, I mean, they're doing well, you know. They're not in that vibe of doing with God and stuff, but it's not an every weekend thing or every day thing, you know. So I learned from especially Machitach Road. So I think now like the older guys, I learned a lot from them too, and that's why even today I still maintain or as footballers we need to change somehow because Lina Labampon, I'm like, oh, footballer. You know, we always have this tag. That's one. What girl? I still drive my car.
No way.
Yes.
No
the
way.
Corolla, ne?
Polo player.
Oh, the polo player, yes.
But at least you're not a player, you know?
No. Yeah, back then when I was young, I was a little busy, but yeah.
Funny story, the car that he's speaking about.
Yeah.
If when you went to the Mamelodi Sundowns training, how you go parking, ne? It's nkare oko yeah whatever
Dealership is serious.
some dealership is serious.
Yeah.
And then one trans cheesy blow me that
Sure.
and I always used to ask her like is it because like cheesy
I said cheese boy.
opagile Lamborghini kontlunda
Yeah.
or what is it like true story even today the guy's still alive.
Yeah, it's another one actually. I still have it. I still love my baby. If there was a time more, my wife because everybody knows that car. I want to say it's even cool. So, was surprise I've had a conquest, conquest, and the president would say, "Ore, I want a surprise. It's like a conquest, yeah," because I believe that the money that I was making at that time should go into something else. Not saying I didn't have my time working, sitting and bought a nice car. Yes, I did buy myself a nice car and say, okay, sharp, if this is covered, surely I can get something to move around. At least already functioning, like this car, it's already boom, 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 boom. So yeah.
But at no point did you feel pressure how feel like spanning opaka cause motiva never push me cheese.
Kula ka top ke apaka le di-Porsche. Kula ka na di-handle. My car don't have handles. I don't have handles on that car. And I make it sure I put everything in order mo transing. Yeah, it's still neat, still fresh, still running. But obviously it just makes me feel like I can album 1920. So okay,
no, makes sense.
Yeah.
Before we close and wrap up another exciting ONSIDE ZA episode, C23, how do people get a hold of the merch? Where can they see the merch on
And everything that you're doing, really.
Yeah, no, I think they could link up on my Instagram account at MOKOENA the Falamang, and also on TikTok account at Cheesy Sunshine MOKOENA. I think that's where they can probably get more information, but mostly Instagram because my Facebook got hacked. As always, most guys. Yeah. So yeah, man, just hopefully people can come and support and see other stuff that I'm trying to do, and anybody that's willing to assist and help. Hashala.
back in?
Actually, we're going to do a giveaway of maybe 2 Cheese Boy merch. So we'll announce the details on our Friday show. But we're actually going to do a young collab with you and just give a couple of things away. In conclusion, LEBOHANG, how would you like to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as the always smiling guys. I've always smiled, guys.
Yeah.
Like a smile. And when people see me, they're like, hey man, what's on the Cheese Boy? I'm not smiling, come on. Once I smile and see these canines, I'm like, oh, again, I'm on this guy, you know. But yeah, I want to remember there's somebody that's always, I've always been humble, always been respectful to my community, to everybody at large, my teammates, my coaches. I don't think I've had a time where I was like really disrespectful to anybody that has followed me and supported me throughout my career. And also remember there's this guy that was always willing to give. There was a time I was always told, when I do love even if it's 50 rand, o kampana ro cash up, nka 30, kitlanka 20. Unso tsebo ra una yona, you know. So I've been like that, and sometimes they say it's not a good thing. But if I was born to be somebody that's giving out for the sake of love, Joe, because now I believe as a people we need to help each other where we can. So that didn't like sign when I need help, there'll be people that will be there to help me. Maybe not even me, but for my kids. But what I'm grateful for is the opportunity that I got for all these 19 years of playing football. The people that I've met internationally, locally, in Africa. The traveling, there's just a lot, Joe. But I'm really grateful for the love that the country has shown me. I don't think there's never a dull moment actually. More nagging thing, according to what I've always seen, and the guys that always tell me, but yeah, I think that's just me, man. It's just all about love, man.
Beautiful.
LEBOHANG MOKOENA.
Thank you, Ones.
Thank you very much for joining us on ONSIDE ZA, brought to you by Betway. Betway more. And remember, our affiliate code is ONSIDE ZA if you want to be a part of the Betway family when you download the Betway app. And on that note, Tepi Worldwide.
Don't be.
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting there.
Thank you, darling.
Tepi Worldwide, thank you, darling. And to the ballers as well, thank you for joining us. And remember, don't be offside.
Be onside.
Tango.
Tango means thank you.
Bless.